All right.
it's recording. And see the 2 seconds, 3 seconds, you can tell it's moving.
All right.
I'll just leave it because we're bugging
All right,
out.
you might want to
Chloe.
take notes just in case that.
All right.
Okay. Have fun.
Okay,
Okay.
bye.
Have fun.
Is it recording?
Yes.
it is.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. First of all, is it okay if I use what you tell me on here, if I write it in like a journal or something? Okay. Or use it for school?
Fine. Do whatever you. I am hard of hearing, so you speak slowly, okay?
Okay.
And, yeah. All right.
Okay. So, my first question is, were you in any concentration camps?
Yes, I was in Auschwitz and Hamburg Neuengamme. Auschwitz is well known, and Auschwitz was a main concentration camp, and the extermination camp was under Auschwitz, administration.
Yes.
It was a separate camp for extermination, and the name of it was Auschwitz-Birkenau. Okay.
Okay, okay. And then, did you go, what was it like going into the camp? Did you get there in like a cattle car like they talk about in books and stuff?
Okay. I was arrested. I had Polish ID, false Polish ID, and I was arrested as a Pole, and when they arrested me, and even after that, until the end, they didn't know that I was Jewish. So I was not treated like the Jews were treated, but I was treated just like another Polish guy.
So that Polish identity kind of helped save your life.
That idea saved my life.
It did? That was why. So you didn't get like tattooed or anything?
Tattoo
Yeah, like that.
I got because every Jews,
So everyone got tattooed.
everyone that came into a concentration camp got a tattoo, but the Jews who were brought for extermination, they did not get even tattoos. They were selected, and some who were fit to work, they were selected and put in the concentration camp or in the extermination camp to work in there, to handle everything. And the bulk of the Jews was just exterminated. They were poisoned with the gas poison in bathrooms, big bathrooms, and they were told that they are going to take a bath,
The shower, yeah.
a shower in the shower room, yeah. And instead of water, they put gas, and then the workers who were selected, they had to take them out and put them in the crematoria.
The
Right.
Sonderkommando, or
Sorry,
Sonderkommando, wasn't that?
Sonderkommando. Yeah, it was a. Sonderkommandos is a more general term. Sonderkommandos is a term that was used for special groups, parts of the SS and the German army, especially the German army. which the Germans said, tried to tell the world that the army was not doing, that didn't have any part in extermination of Jews, but that's not true, because they were Sonderkommandos of the army that were behind the front and they were killing Jews. But anyway,
But did the smell, because in every book I've read, they talk about the smell of the burning bodies. Was that very, do you remember that as a big part?
Yes, because, you know, the crematoria were built, but they were not, they didn't have enough capacity to burn all those bodies. So in Birkenau, Auschwitz-Birkenau, they had to get rid of the bodies quicker than the crematoria could process them, so they put ditches and they put the bodies into the ditches and they burned the bodies just in, and also the smell, the vapor from the crematoria and from the ditches where the bodies were burning, it went into the air and it spread over a large area. So when you came close to Auschwitz, not even to Birkenau, you already smell the smell of burning bodies.
That's interesting. What was the most cruel and senseless thing that you saw happen? Did you see things like that happen every day?
No, I didn't see what was going on. I mean, I didn't see with my own eyes what was going on in Birkenau, because I was in Auschwitz Central Camp as a Pole, and I only knew everything from the people. Now, you have to understand the connection between Auschwitz and Birkenau, which were not a mile apart from there. And it was this Auschwitz administration, and they had many people who were coming back and forth going, because, you know, they had to do whatever the administration wanted them to do. And they were telling the other prisoners in Auschwitz, they were telling exactly what was going on then. Also, we were smelling that smell all the time. That's how it was.
So what kind of, was the food as bad for you as it was for the prisoners in Birkenau, or not as bad? Because I've read about like how there was sand in the soup and glass and that they gave them.
The food, now, in the concentration camps, the food was rationed, and the purpose of concentration camps in general, not only Auschwitz, but also in Dachau in Germany, in Sachsenhausen in Germany, in Bergen-Belsen in Germany. They were in Germany. They had nothing to do with the Holocaust, with extermination of Jews. They were to separate Germans who were who were educated, who were in leading positions when they invaded Poland. They wanted to separate those people who could be leaders of a anti-Nazi, anti-German movement. They, from the first day when the Germans invaded Poland, the Polish people organized an underground resistance movement, and the Germans expected that. So they arrested Polish teachers, Polish priests, Polish university professors, and all people who were in leading positions in the politics and the economy. Now, most of them were hiding. They knew that they will be arrested, so they were hiding. They changed their names and all. But anyway, the Germans arrested a lot of them and arrested a lot of other people whom they suspected that they will be members or leaders, especially leaders of the underground. They also made arrests on the streets. So this is the general view how it was.
Okay. So how old were you when you were arrested?
When I was arrested, I was 17. When the war started in 1939, I was 15.
So, were you in a ghetto when you were arrested?
Well, after the war started, when the Germans invaded Poland, first came the army, and then the army went further to the east, and there came the German administration to my hometown. My hometown was in Płock. It was north of Warsaw, 120 kilometers north of Warsaw on the Vistula River. I'll tell you what, maybe I will tell you all that and maybe you will ask the questions after I tell
Okay.
you, because otherwise you will, when I will tell you the story, I'll try to tell it and explain. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I was born in January 1st, 1924, but that was not true. I was born on December 24, 1923, but my parents, they wanted me, when I grow up and I'll have to report to the army, to the Polish army. They wanted me to be more mature. So they registered me on 1st of January,
Yeah.
7 days after I was really born. So my real birthday is December 24, 1923, but my official birthday is January 1st, 1924. Now, I was born in Płock, which is a very old town, one of the oldest towns in Poland, on the Vistula River. And the Vistula River is the main river in Poland. that goes from the Tatra Mountains in South Poland all the way to the Baltic Sea. And my hometown was originated in the late 10th century, even before Poland was baptized. It served as a monarchical seat of the Polish prince Mieszko I and the Polish king Bolesław Chrobry. These two Polish kings were buried in the cathedral of my hometown. Before World War II, almost 25% of the population of my hometown was Jewish. The Jews came from the West. They came mostly from Germany. And and my parents were middle-class couple that was well integrated into the Polish society. And they spoke Yiddish at home, but they didn't speak Yiddish with the children. I had one brother, and we spoke Polish. And both of my grandfathers were Jewish religious men, but they were not Orthodox, they were progressive Jewish religious people. My father was an accountant working for a company that made farm machinery, and he was an accountant at that company. And my mother was a homekeeper. I will show you a film with the pictures. Now, most of the pictures are in this book.
Yes.
So you have seen my mother, my father.
Yes.
Okay. So I have these pictures also. And my brother was 2 years younger, and our parents took good care of us, the same as most of Jewish families. They took very good care of their children. They tried to give them the best education they could. They tried to give them all the care, and also they hired Polish women who helped in the housekeeping to my mother, and she also helped to take care of the children. And since Polish people, the great majority of Polish people were Catholic. There were also some of Protestant people, but they were a very small minority. And the Jewish minority was one of the largest. So my parents, when they discovered that I had some talent for music, they hired a music teacher. I went to the teacher and she gave me piano lessons. Later, this piano teacher was, a mediocre person who played piano, and she made some money teaching. But at one time, to our hometown came a Jewish couple, a doctor and his wife, who graduated from the Warsaw Chopin Conservatory, and she started teaching, giving piano lessons. So my parents enrolled me in her class. So I got the best education not only in school but also in music. And I was taking piano lessons for almost 4 years before the war started. So, and also the piano teacher, since she was graduate of the Chopin Conservatory, every year at Christmas time, she took her class, or maybe the best in her class, who could afford it, to pay for the trip. She took to Warsaw, to the Chopin Conservatory, and we had examinations by the Chopin Conservatory professor.